Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 30 and today, as you can see, we are starting things off in my camera account. This is the camera account that I use on Hermitcraft server. This is the way that I film my time lapses and things like that, and today we're actually going to be using this thing quite often because it's episode 30 and I thought we would do something a tiny bit special. I mean, nothing too spectacular or anything like that. Don't expect any crazy explosions or any mad things happening. Instead, what we're going to do is we are going to do a real quick world tour of the entire Hermitcraft server. I say the entire Hermitcraft server, I mean all of the districts, and basically show you around all of the builds and the bits and pieces that everyone has been working on, because of course it's not just me on the Hermitcraft server, there's a bunch of other people doing a bunch of really awesome bits and pieces. So I thought after my Japan trip I would check out some of those builds, I would take a look around. This is going to be like a learning experience for myself because I've not been able to keep up with YouTube at all while I was away in Japan. So this should be fairly interesting and it should give you a pretty in-depth look at everything that is happening on Hermitcraft. Heck, it will feel like you're there yourselves. So let's crack on. Okay, so the first build that we're going to be taking a look at in today's episode is of course the Mumbojum Drone. This is my own personal base and this is what I've been working on over the past, I don't know how many episodes. It's not been too long, I think it's been about 15 episodes, but it's been sort of to and fro. We've been working on other bits and pieces whilst working on this thing. But this is it. It consists mainly of circles. There's a lot of circles involved, but also we have got the giant mob spawner up here. We've got the AFK platform up at the top, the big elevator that runs up to the AFK platform, as well as all of the sorting systems and item transportation systems that seem to have broken somewhat, so we're just going to move away from those. But yes, this is like all of the redstone technical parts of the base, and as you can see, if we take a look in these chests right here, it actually seems to be working really quite nicely. We've got a ton of gunpowder and a ton of mob drops that I'm actually going to have to take over to the mob drop shop. But then beneath the Mumbojum Drone, we also have this. Now, this is known as the power beam. Now, essentially the idea behind this one was that it was like a beam that was just forcing this base up into the sky. Because as you can see, there's no propulsion systems on the base. There's no propellers or anything like that. There's nothing that's holding this thing up in the sky. So I needed something that was sort of holding it there. And I thought it would be cool to create a power beam. Now, this is like a mystical object. Power beams don't exist in real life, but it was a really fun shape to try and build. And it was a real challenge, but we finally managed to get there. And as you can see, it looks pretty good. I personally really like it. I think it's extremely impressive and I'm super chuffed with how it turned out. And also, if we take a look on the inside, what we've done very recently indeed is we have sort of converted the power beam into this lovely little garden. It's cool. I mean, as I say, this is Minecraft. You can have gardens inside power beams if you want to. Neither of them really exist, so I thought this was a cool way to utilize that space, and we're actually going to be doing more stuff with this in the near future. But anyway, we're going to be leaving this place behind because you guys have seen plenty of this over my Hermitcraft series. Instead, we're going to be taking a look at everything else that is going on. So first off, we've got False Symmetry's base, which I know has been featured in quite a few of my episodes as well. But this is False Symmetry's base, and it looks absolutely amazing, doesn't it? I seriously think this place is awesome. It's one of the most creative builds I think I've seen on the Hermitcraft server. It's a jellyfish, which is wicked. It's also got a few dragonflies. We've got a ghast up top, and this amazing rainbow coloured beam going right the way up into the sky. But I love it. It's so creative. I've never seen anything like it in Minecraft. It's a completely unique shape, I guess you could say, and it looks awesome. So seriously brilliant work by False Symmetry there, and of course all of the links to all of the hermits can be found down in the description if you want to check them out. Subscribe to all of them because they all make fantastic videos. But anyway, we're going to be moving on from False Symmetry because over there we have got XB Crafted, we have got a big old bridge built by Scar over here, as well as the RV. I mean, I have to say, when I built the RV, it didn't look that bad, okay? I like the RV. I think it's an awesome build because it's something a little bit different, isn't it? But you have to understand that when I built the RV, it was only this place here that was standing, and I think this was like a work in progress. This is in the process of being built. Now it's built, and I sort of look like I'm letting the hill down a tiny bit because this one was built by Wells Knight, okay? And this place is absolutely beautiful. But then over here, we have got Tango Tech, who has just really taken it to the tens and built an insane castle. I mean, this thing, I don't even know what to say. It's one of the most crazy detailed builds I think I've seen in survival Minecraft. It's just amazing to look at. I mean, there's still some work to be done. As you can see right here, we've got scaffolding. I do believe this is definitely a work in progress. You don't do this in one episode, that's for sure. But it's amazing. I don't even know how you go about constructing something like this. I would go so wrong, and a creeper would definitely blow it up. So that is seriously awesome work. But anyway, elsewhere we have got a few other people. One of my favourite bases actually is Iskal's Haunted Mine. This thing looks absolutely amazing. Look, we've got the big old crane there, then we've got a few bits going on here. We've got a bucket hauling up all of the iron and the gold. But if we take a look down here, we also actually have like a little mine shaft. And if we take a look in here, this has actually got flashing lights, and it's such a nice effect. Such a cool effect. Iskal, you have done a brilliant job on this one. This place looks amazing. Just to cover one of the things that I missed, this is Rendog's place, I do believe. I do apologise if I get anything wrong in today's episode right here. There are a lot of hermits on the server, and it's hard to keep up with who built what and what's going on. But this is Rendog, and this place is awesome. You know, this is a really awesome style of building. It's a style of building that I've never really done before, or at least I tried to in the fishing village, and nobody liked it. And looking back, it was ugly. So maybe that's something I'll have to revisit. But it's lovely, and if we take a look, we snoop in on the interior here. He's got himself, that's dangerous for a start, and that's very nice indeed. But also we have, you know, a few other bits. We've got his little mole hole here. And yeah, it's all looking extremely good. A really nice place to be. So nice work, Rendog. Your base is pretty awesome as well. But anyway, we are going to be moving on into the green industrial district now. This is where all of the farms, or the communal farms, are meant to be going. And there's a few builds of mine over here. We've got the automatic tree farm right here, which was seized. It was seized by the log fellas. So unfortunately, this hasn't had too much use. But also, we have got a much better tree farm over here, which was designed by Tango Tech. Now, this is, in theory, it is meant to be an AFK tree farm, but I've heard that some of the redstone issues that are involved with servers, Minecraft 1.9 and things like that, has basically meant that this doesn't quite work as an AFK tree farm. That's what I've heard anyway. There's a chance it does, and I'm just chatting out of my bottom, but I've heard that that is the case. So we'll have to wait and see on that one, but either way, this is a very impressive redstone contraption indeed, with a ton of pistons and a ton of crazy mechanics. And of course, Tango has actually done a tutorial on this one, and you can find that one on his channel. But anyway, aside from that, we have got Impulse SV's insane crazy base. You can see him right down at the bottom there. He is clearly working on a few bits and bobs, but we have got melons and pumpkins going around like this. We've got sugarcane over there. He has got slime farm down at the bottom, which is pretty mad. And there's probably other farms elsewhere. I mean, this is a guy, okay? This is a guy who is just building all of the farms. By the look of things, he's even got... Has he got a mob farm? Doesn't look like he's got a mob farm, but he has got a squid farm, a skeleton farm. He's got spiders. He's just got the whole caboodle, to be honest with you, which is completely mad and very in character for Impulse SV. I mean, I don't know what I expected. But anyway, leaving those two districts behind, we're now going to move into the white district to check out everything that's going on over here. Now, first off, we have got the map. Now, this thing is seriously awesome. I don't even know what to say. I love maps in Minecraft. It's something that I really need to implement into my base because I don't have any form of map. I have never really crafted a map in Minecraft, and I always see them and think, that looks great. That looks like something I want to do, and then I never get around to it because look, check it out. You can really get an idea of the scale of my base from this map right here. If you take a look at the map, you can just see it. It's the big old circle thing up there, and it looks epic, and I'm so impressed by the detail as well. You can see all of the blocks. I mean, considering, hang on, I can't really get close enough here, but you can see all of like the side blocks, the detailing blocks. You can see my water streams. Underneath it, you can see the power beam, which amazingly enough, I seem to have almost exactly matched the circumference of the power beam to the circle above it. I didn't plan that. Didn't plan that in the slightest, so I guess that's worked out quite nicely. But yeah, that thing looks pretty epic right there. Very happy with that one. But also some of the other builds, for example, that thing right there, I have no clue what that is. I can't work that one out in my head. I'm racking my brain as to what it could be, but I can't think of anything. But let's try and work out where we actually are. We are there. We are right there. You can see us. There we are looking absolutely brilliant, if I do say so myself, in that green building right there. But anyway, we're going to leave the map behind now, because there's a bunch of other builds to look at, and it's much better to look at them in person, instead of on that map right there. So first off, we've got this stables. It's got a few horses in it, including this skeleton fella right here. But also we've got a hotel over here. Now I have to say, I'm going to admit this, I don't actually know who built this one. Okay, I do apologise for that, but it looks good. I hope it is a hotel. I hope I've got that correct. It definitely looks like a hotel or like a business building. Let me know down in the comment section who built it and also what it is meant to be, because it's really quite lovely. But then over here we have got Joe's mobile libraries. They're popping up, which is very, very nice indeed. But anyway, we are now going to leave behind this area after looking at this lovely, lovely horse right here that looks to be a tombstone. How very morbid. Now over here we've got the Purple District. This is another residential district of the Hermitcraft server, and there are a handful of bases over here that you can see dotted around. First one is Python. Now I have to say, for the first couple of weeks of the server, I actually thought that this was like a decorative garden. Okay, I thought this was like a decorative garden that someone had built and was just looking nice in this area right here. I hadn't actually realised that there is a ladder going up into this tree, and there is a little storage system, but also there is some areas around here. This is actually a house. This is Python GP's base, which is so cool. I like the open plan style. It's seriously, seriously cool. And by the look of things, there's also a few bits going on down underneath using my cheaty spectator mode there. But yeah, that's seriously, seriously very cool. I like that idea for a base. But also, we can't really ignore this, can we? This is Zombie Cleo. Now, Zombie Cleo, pretty much always without fail, builds some form of monster on the Hermitcraft server. In Hermitcraft Series 2, was that when she built Cthulhu? Did she build Cthulhu in Hermitcraft Series 2? Was it that long ago? Or was that Hermitcraft Series 3? I feel like that was Hermitcraft Series 2. Wow. But then in Hermitcraft Series 3, she built the gigantic dragon. And now in Hermitcraft Series 4, we have got this guy. It's not necessarily a monster, but it is packing, I believe, quite a bit of redstone behind it. And it's an eye that moves around. That's sweet. I'm a fan. As someone who's into redstone, massive, massive fan of that one. But also, this base is absolutely ginormous, and it seems to have popped up overnight. I swear this was not here when I left for Japan. So, seriously quick, epic work by Zombie Cleo right there. Really very awesome indeed. But anyway, over here we've got Biffa's base. Biffa has just about started playing on the Hermitcraft series now. He's just got into gear, and he has built himself a very nice crafting bench indeed, using a lot of very expensive resources here. I mean, seriously, Biffa, you are really chucking around the iron blocks here. I don't have those sorts of iron blocks. Nice work. But then finally, we have got Exumavoid. This is his place, and as always, Exuma has got a very awesome base. I love this roof design. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he creates these sorts of shapes without them looking really stupid, because when I create those sorts of shapes, they look stupid. They do. They look completely ridiculous, but Exuma's just looks amazing, and the colour choices as well. It's perfect. Very, very nice base. There's loads of blocks in here that I would never think to use together. I can see hay bales. I can see everything, to be honest. Awesome. Such a cool base. I'm going to move away from this place before I get jealous, because over here in this little corner we have got Joe Hills' place, and I have to say I really like the simple style of this one, the way that it just molds into the mesa biome. It's awesome. I'm loving all of the Hermit spaces. They're all so different and so creative, and that's what's great about playing on a server. Moving on from all of the residential and all of that sort of thing, we're going to be taking a look at probably one of my favourite districts on the Hermitcraft server. This is the shopping district, and it's mega. And it really has populated since the early days of just this set of shops right here. I remember when it was just these handful of shops and there wasn't too much going on. Now everything is kicking off. So I'm going to try my best to show you all of the shops, and I'm going to try my best to just show you around everything and make sure that you know what's what. I do apologise if I don't know who's built at certain shops. I know most of them, but if a few new ones have popped up or maybe some things have changed, then the chances are I'm not going to know, so I'll have to be learning along with you. But first off, over here, this is a shop that I'm very familiar with indeed. This is the Logfellas. This was set up by Exumavoid and Rendog, and even though, you know, they stole all the saplings from all of the hermits and they shut down my tree farm, they do provide a very good service indeed. I mean, seriously, you can get logs on demand, and Exuma and Ren must just be rolling in diamonds. They just must be rolling in them. They must be absolutely drowning in diamonds, because I've used this thing a bunch. I know all of the other hermits have used this thing a bunch. So nice work to those guys by creating probably one of the most used shops in the shopping district. But also we have got Silk Touched, which was brilliant in the days when I didn't have Silk Touch, and it definitely really helped out in the in the power beam, but by the look of things, the source has been depleted, so that means that I'm not going to be able to build any more power beams anymore. But then over here we have got the Rendog's Garden Center Imperium. He's got dirt, sand, gravel, and bones. That's pretty cool. I hadn't actually been in here before. That's awesome, people. I could have bought dirt for my terraforming. Ah. What a shame. I've been destroying all of the landscape around my base, and I didn't even know this thing was here. Wow, okay, so that's that. Then over here we've got False Symmetry's flower shop, and there's a bunch of dyes and things like that in there. Then of course we've got the chicken, which has been freshly restocked, as you can see right here. I did that the other day, so hopefully some of the hermits have been popping in and making a few purchases. Then we've got Expo, and you know what, I'm going to check. Oh! First off, I need to get one of those, then I need to get one of those, because both of those are pretty mega, but it looks like, yeah, he's got stock. Sweet. Alright, I'm going to pop over with all my diamonds later on in the episode. I'm going to pick up some of those. But then we've got the Redstone store. There are various different Redstone bits and bobs over here. And then over here we've got another store that you guys are very familiar with, and that is Impulse SV's Mending Bookshop. But by the look of things, he is sold out as well. And once again, he is another person that is probably absolutely rolling in diamonds from all of that. Following this place around, I believe this is a build by Zombie Cleo. Now, I'm not 100% certain, but it looks like this is like a media group type thing, like a studio, which is awesome. To be honest, I think this is like an office type deal. So that's a really, really cool and creative build that I see popping up here. But it looks like she's got a bit of a eviction notice to deal with. So I guess we'll leave that one be. But also we've got Build for Hire over here. I've seen this one. This is by False Symmetry, where you can actually get builds built by False, which would be very handy indeed, actually. You know what? False, I need a whole new base. How much will that cost, Yard? I have absolutely no idea. But that's a really cool idea, so maybe we'll be making use for that one in the future. But then following around here, we've got a few bits. This is stalls for hire. You can see there's a few stalls popping up around this area where you can actually hire them out and sell your bits, which is pretty nice. But then I do believe this is Cubfan's Dragon Head Shop / Creeper Head Shop / Skeleton Head Shop. Now that will actually be really handy if they have wither skulls, but it looks like, yeah, a lot of those have actually been sold, which is a bit of a shame, because it would be nice to gather up some wither skulls and do myself a wither fight, as I haven't actually done one of those because they never tend to go particularly well for me. I'm not very good at that sort of thing. But then over here, of course, we've got Tango's Iron Farm. That's definitely something that I've been using quite a lot. Iron Shop is rather expensive, but also provides a brilliant service, so that's what I tend to do. Then, of course, we have a few of the other shops. For example, False Symmetry's little rival chicken shop. We've got more stalls for hire here. We've got my mob drop shop right there, and you know, I'm gonna check how many diamonds. How much? Oh, buddy! We're rich! We're filthy stinking rich! I've got loads of diamonds. That's like 18, 19 diamonds there. Sweet, let's see if anyone's... Oh! We're making sales! We're making a successful business! Awesome! Cool! Okay, so this is actually working. I really need to restock this thing. Maybe we'll do that at the end of the episode as well. We've got a Leetra shop right here, which I think was built by Exuma Void, but I'm not 100% certain. So please don't hold me to that one. However, that is a really, really cool idea for the shop, and the chances are I'm going to die and lose mine at some point, so I'll probably be popping into that one as well. But then we have got this is where you get all of your sea lanterns and all of your sea-based stuff. I've forgotten all of the words for those. I don't know what's happened to my brain just there, but that sort of thing. The Prismarine and bits, that's the one. Guardian-based things. There we go. Haven't played Minecraft for a little while. I was in Japan, so you can cut me some slack. But then this is a bridge built by Iskal, and I believe this is Python's fishing village, which looks epic. It's a really cool idea for a design. It's like a sort of crazy diagonal type deal, and I like it a lot. That's a cool base, and I really like the resources used as well. Love acacia wood. I never use it, but I personally really quite like it. And then over here, I mean, there are so many places. There are so many builds and shops popping up. I can't keep up with them. I know this one's the Purple shop. I think this one was built by Exuma Void, I believe. When in doubt, just say it was built by Exuma Void. Yeah, Exuma's Purple shop. But then, of course, we have got Tango and Impulse's mob shops. You can actually bring along a mob to a certain location that you ask them for. It's an awesome idea for a shop. And then we got gigantic trees popping around. We got these lovely builds right here. I mean, it's epic. Seriously epic. I think this is a blacksmith. Yes, this is Scar's blacksmith right here, which is an epic place as well. So I'm going to have to go into all of these. Basically, what this is telling me is that I need to spend a lot of diamonds. I've got lots of diamonds to spend because I want to buy stuff in all of these places. But anyway, moving on from this area over here, I thought we'd just quickly pop over in this direction because out the back of Exuma's place right there, he's actually got this Guardian farm / Chorus plant farm. Now this is where all of the Guardians are spawning, and even though it's just these two little things right here, this design seems to be ridiculously efficient. Seriously seems to produce tons and tons of Guardian drops. I mean, you can see them all in here. Mega! Absolutely mega. Of course, as it says on that sign right there, drops aren't free. You're not allowed to just come along and take them. You have to buy them from the shops, but still, that's pretty mad. And finally, leaving the commercial district behind, this is Etho and Doc's little play area. Now this has got a bunch of games and stuff. This is like a theme park, and there is a ton of stuff to do over here. And it's something that I really need to do. We need to get some hermits together, and I need to play along with them because all of these games look brilliant. I haven't had the chance to play any of them, but that's definitely something that I'm going to be doing in the future. And heck, I might even come along and build 1 or 2 games myself. I know that Etho and Doc have said that they want the hermits to do that. I just haven't got around to it. I'm going to have to write out some ideas, come up with some cool plans because these games look pretty good. I mean, especially this one. That's Whack-A-Mole. And that's a really well-designed game. So it's going to be difficult to compete with this sort of level of games. So I'll have to come up with some awesome ideas for things to do. But there we go. That is all of the districts of the Hermitcraft server. Of course, I haven't sort of checked out any individual bases that are going on. I know there's a few big builds. For example, Cub fans charged Creeper Farm and things like that I've left out. And that's quite simply because they're outside of like the main districts. And I don't want to go snooping around people's personal bases, as I feel like I might spoil something, or I don't want to get in the way or show off anything that hasn't already been shown off, because I'm actually recording this the day before it's going to be released, because of course my Japan trip really did get in the way, and it sort of played around with my recording schedule, and it's a little bit difficult, so I'm getting back into the swing of things. And another thing that I just want to say is that I am aware that Tango and Cubfan have done world tours of the Hermitcraft server, but I asked Twitter, and you guys seem to really want one, so I decided it would be a good idea to do one. And I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you now feel like you're clued up on the goings-on on the Hermitcraft server. I certainly feel like I know what's going on a lot more now, because, you know, I'd been away, and I came back on, and there were a bunch of new builds, and I was like, whoa, what's been going on here? So this is it. This is the Hermitcraft server, of course. Next episode, we're going to be getting back into the swing of things, and we're going to continue work on the base area. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please sure to hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.